Hey guys, Matt here from Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. If you're looking for a new or used bike in Southern California, we would love the opportunity to earn your business. Come see me or my team here at Laidlaw's. The number one complaint I hear from Harley-Davidson purchasers today is they get hooked by some ploy from another dealer, whether it be 110% of Kelly Blue Book value on your trade-in, 0% APR, or we'll pay the sales tax, whatever it may be. They get hooked down to the dealership only to find that they get slapped with a $3,500 on average added dealer markup. Added dealer markup is the biggest con in the industry today. Basically what it does is it adds an extra layer of profit for the dealership to gouge you on pricing or to play shell games with you. We never have any types of those fees. We never use an added dealer markup on our pricing. You ever go to a dealer's website to not be able to find any pricing on any of their bikes? It's because they don't want you to know what the price is. It's too high. We have all the pricing on our website in black and white on all of our bikes. If you want the same transparent pricing that we've had for over 60 years, come see us here at Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. Thanks a lot guys, and enjoy the video.
So let's start off by going into some of the details on the parts here. So I want to thank Julio first of all for letting us highlight his Road Glide special on the YouTube channel here. So he used a lot of carbon fiber highlights. He did the S&S intake with the carbon fiber air cleaner cover. He also did the Big Bear Performance front fender as well, and this is the real carbon fiber stuff. It's none of that wrap crap. This is Thrash and Supply floorboards, shift pegs. You got genuine Harley-Davidson derby cover, cam timer cover. You got the lay down license plates, axle nut caps, a couple other genuine Harley-Davidson things here. He did the S&S sidewinder 2-in-1 pipe. It's got the fake pipe or the ghost pipe on the left hand side to give it that dual exhaust coming out the back. He powder coated several items as well, things like the kickstand. These nuts right here at the top of the fork tubes are really good to powder coat because those are exposed by using the Kraus bar setup that he did. There's a kickstand there and all the assembly for the kickstand as well. He did the rust ornament rear shocks for extra ride comfort as well. Alright, so let's do a walk around on this bike and I'll point out some of the custom work that we did here. So first off, we got the S&S intake. The air cleaner cover there is actual carbon fiber. It's not like that plastic wrap that you see a lot of people do nowadays to make things look like carbon fiber. You've also got the Big Bear's Performance front fender as well. Hugs the wheel really nice. It kind of reduces the overall size and bulkiness when compared to the stock front fender, which also makes the front wheel look bigger. Front wheel is the stock 19-inch Talon wheel though. Got LED front turn signals. Headlights are all stock. It's one of the things that's nice about the Road Glide from the factory is it comes with the LED reflector daymaker lights, and so very few people touch those headlamps. Really no need to. And here's a closer shot of that Big Bear Performance front fender. Once again, actual carbon fiber, so you get the benefit of the weight reduction. And he also changed out all the lines too, so you can see there the brake lines are that black diamond brake line. It's not like the stock lines that don't look quite as good. Plus that black diamond kind of coincides with the look of the carbon fiber as well, which is kind of nice. He's got Thrash and Supply brake pedal and floorboards as well. I've actually never seen these on a touring bike before. I'm a pretty big fan. They're kind of nice. You kind of got some of that freestyle Moto X style kind of coming over into the bagger world. A lot of that was primarily found in like the dyno world and stuff. Got the genuine Harley-Davidson Dark Custom 1 cam timer cover. Here's a closer shot of that intake by S&S. I actually just met with some of the S&S guys last night at the Stampede, the Born Free Stampede. Got some good stuff. Be looking for more S&S stuff on my channel in the future. Alright, so here is the Kraus riser setup. This is the 10-inch pullback. A lot of people ask me about height questions when I do bars on my channel. So yes, this is the Kraus 10-inch pullback with the Flymoto bars. The grips are genuine Harley-Davidson Dominion collection. You got that T-Rex pullback plate on there as well. And this is the gauge relocation kit. Really nice piece, by the way. Looks real good. Once again, it kind of gives you that T-bar. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The bars really make a big difference on any bike, especially if the change is as dramatic as the stock bar to these Kraus bars. These give you a little bit more of a aggressive leverage. So when you're riding, you just kind of feel more of almost like a dirt bike style leverage on the handlebars, which is kind of cool. You can see the Kraus T-Rex plate down there. You can see the black powder coated top two bolts there, or plugs at the top of the forks. That's kind of nice because they come just raw aluminum from the factory, so to make everything kind of look nice and uniform and black under there. Julio had some of these key parts black powder coated. A lot of planning went into this build here. So rear tail lights LED as well. So you've got the S&S sidewinder 2-into-1 pipe with the ghost pipe on the left hand side. I know a lot of guys are haters about that ghost pipe because it does increase the weight of the bike, but just kind of having that uniform look of the dual exhaust coming out the back just looks so much better, especially with the specials where you got the stretch bags. If you have this stretch bag that wraps around the rear exhaust, but you have this big gaping hole on the left hand side without a muffler coming out of there, it looks really, really weird. And so, if you're gonna do kind of like more of a true performance bagger with just the 2-into-1 pipe alone, I think a lot of those people are just gonna go to the standard depth bags, but the specials come with the stretch bags. But anyways, you got the Dark Custom 1 derby cover there. So over here you got the Thrash and Supply shift pegs and floorboard once again. This is kind of cool here. So Julio wanted us to do more of a style that looked like the Softails, where you've got the spark plug ignition coil right here where the horn typically is on the touring bikes. Gives you more of that exposed spark plug wire look for a little bit more racy, a little bit more performance oriented style and look to it. So Jamie, our technician that built the bike, had to use some kind of creativity and relocate that. It's usually underneath the seat, so he relocated the ignition coil there to the left hand side and put the horn underneath the seat instead. He had to use a little bit different horn as well, like a soft tail horn. So yeah, kind of a cool thing you don't see on baggers very often. Here's a closer shot of the Harley-Davidson Dominion collection grips. Big fan of that. I think they really go well with the style and choice of the floorboards as well. So yeah, a lot of things tie together on this bike. The attention is definitely in the details on this motorcycle here. But yeah, things like the kickstand. Harley-Davidson really needs to just make those kickstands black from the factory. I don't know why they haven't already. And things like the motor mounts and stuff were all black powder coated as well. So, and like the latches on the saddlebags typically come chrome from the factory. That's another thing that I just don't understand, why Harley-Davidson doesn't just ship the specials with black saddlebag latches, but they don't. He's got a Clockworks windshield on here, and he's also got the genuine Harley-Davidson chopped engine guard on here as well. One thing that's kind of notable about the exhaust system as well is a 2-into-1 pipe. It's a full exhaust system, and it is California legal. So there's a catalytic converter in there that makes it legal, which is kind of nice because dealers can install it. You don't have to worry about trying to go on the black market and buy the exhaust in California and then trying to find someone to install it and tune it for you. We're able to sell it right out of our dealership since it's California legal and get everything installed and tuned and everything. And it sounds good and it performs really, really good. Like I said, I was talking to the S&S guys last night, and a lot of their stuff with the cat in the pipe actually performs better than some of the competitors without the catalytic converters in there. And yeah, they also make a soft tail pipe as well that we're going to be using here in the near future, most notably on our Coast Glide 2 that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. So yeah, pretty cool full exhaust systems that are California legal with the catalytic converter in there, which still perform better than most of the competitors. So the Pro Street Tuner, this is a Screaming Eagle product. This is right out of the Harley-Davidson's genuine parts and accessory catalog. The Pro Street Tuner is basically like your baseline tuner. You do as little as a stage 1, with just like mufflers and an air cleaner, you're going to need the Pro Street Tuner. I always recommend this over an aftermarket tuner, and I'll get more into that in just a second. But this particular build has the Pro Street Tuner as the base tuner, and anytime you go to a full exhaust system or you take off the stock header pipes, we recommend the Screaming Eagle Smart Tune Pro automatic tuning module on top of the Pro Street tuner. So you need both of them. You can't have this auto tuner, as we abbreviate it. You can't have this auto tuner without the base Pro Street tuner. So this bike has both of these. The auto tuner, in a nutshell, has wideband O-tune sensors and can basically adjust the tuning on the fly automatically. And so yeah, there's more to it that I'm not going to get into right now, but anytime you do a full exhaust system, I always recommend getting this. This is what we use in our shop. I know everybody kind of has their own opinion, but in a nutshell, if you're doing just mufflers, just get the Pro Street tuner, you'll be fine. But anytime you take off the stock header pipes and you go to like a full exhaust system, you're going to need this in addition to that. The other thing is the whole warranty situation right now. So in a nutshell, there was, several years ago, I want to say like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, the EPA came down hard on Harley-Davidson. They basically had a settlement where Harley paid out a bunch of money, but as part of that settlement as well, Harley-Davidson now has to flag any aftermarket tuner that is plugged in at a dealership. So when you bring your bike into a dealership, they hook it up to the digital tech, and the digital technician can sense right away if it has an aftermarket tuner on there, an aftermarket map on your bike, and it will void your warranty if you have a 2017 or later Harley-Davidson. So my recommendation is stay away from aftermarket tuners unless your bike is already out of warranty and you don't mind your warranty. When I say warranty, it actually doesn't void the entire warranty. It voids your powertrain warranty, which is the most important part. So that's like all your engine and everything involved with your engine. And if you're doing exhaust on your motorcycle and it's a newer bike that's under warranty, stick to these two tuners and use that criteria that I just mentioned. So I think a lot of you can probably tell I had a ton of fun riding this bike, and I think a lot of you that watch my channel know that I really like this style of road glide and the setup with the Kraus handlebars. I'm a huge proponent of the whole performance bagger, craze and movement that's going on right now. And I know there's a lot of people that want to get into debates over what's a performance bagger and what's not a performance bagger. And I know a lot of the guys that are in the Dyna, Softail club style world are haters on the whole performance bagger thing. And it's kind of a contradiction. You got a bagger and you put the word performance in front of it. It's kind of a huge contradiction. And I get all that, but that honestly doesn't take away from my love of performance baggers personally. Quite frankly, I look at it like, like a truck or like an SUV and like souping up something like that. It's the same thing. You expect it to perform on a level of like a bike that's 200 or 300 pounds lighter. No, of course not. But at the same time, the way I look at it is now you've got a bagger and all the benefits of a bagger, like the better ride and the fact that you've got storage now and you've got a radio and you've got the nav. And so you've got all the comforts and the functionality of a bagger, but you've also got some performance behind it where you can ride it harder than a stock one, and it's going to go through the turns better than a stock one in some cases when you upgrade the suspension and things like that. So I get it where people talk about how it's an oxymoron talking about performance and baggers in the same category, but at the same time I'd say screw all those people, and you know what, if you don't like it, then don't ride it. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the performance bagger and kind of the movement that's going on right now, and it's really popular among a lot of riders out there. And aside from the application of the bike, whether it be a cruiser that is more performance oriented, like the Fat Bob or something like that, there's some of us that these just fit us better. For example, myself, I'm pretty tall, and so the touring chassis just fits me a lot better. I can get on a Softail and I can make some modifications to make it fit me better. But there's some guys that are a lot heavier than me as well, who are almost as tall as me or as tall as me, that just look really goofy on a Softail. So guys like that, they get a bagger and maybe they want to go fast too. So how are you gonna fault a guy for wanting to get a bagger that fits him better, but also want to be able to ride the bike hard and have some power behind it? Yeah, I just think the whole argument that performance baggers are kind of a joke, I think just is kind of stupid, narrow-minded thinking. But anyways, the owner of this bike didn't necessarily set out to build a performance bagger. He didn't do any engine work. He's done engine work on several bikes in the past, but not this one. So I think really the main thing was he just wanted a bike that he enjoyed, and had some, features about it that had the ergonomics that he wanted and just the style that he wanted and the look he wanted, with some elements of performance in it. His goal really wasn't to build some big hot rod bike. But yeah, the things he did meshed well, and again, it's the little things that kind of tied together, and you can definitely tell this bike had a master plan in mind when he set out and built it. It's not like a bike that he piecemealed together over the years. The windshield is nice as well. The Clockworks windshield flipped the wind up over my head pretty dang good. Harley-Davidson has windshields that are somewhat similar to this as well. They call wind splitters, which I'm pretty sure they just ripped off Clockworks pretty directly, but that's beside the point. I'm a big fan of the S&S 2-in-1 sidewinder pipe. The 2-in-1s definitely add an extra layer or element of performance on your motorcycle, regardless of if it's a bagger or Softail or whatever. But yeah, it sounded good. It's nice that it's California compliant for those of us that live in the restrictive state of California. And the tuners tuned the bike really, really well. The auto tuner did really good. We've had a lot of good luck with the Harley-Davidson auto tuner on these full exhaust systems. We found it to be the best tuning instrument that we have that we typically use here at the dealership. But yeah, it sounded good, ran really good. But a lot of times people ask me about performance benefits of just a pipe and a tune on a bike, and really they're not that dramatic. I usually tell people, hey, if you're looking for the cosmetics of the custom exhaust and the sound benefits, which the sound benefits are definitely great and high up there, then yeah, a pipe and a tune is going to be really nice. A 2-in-1, you're going to get better performance typically than a 2-in-1 into 2, or true duals. True duals are pretty much terrible as far as performance is concerned. They give a nice cosmetic look, but anyways, yeah, this pipe was nice and it ran really good with auto tuners. And you're gonna get a crisper throttle response and like a snappier throttle response as well with a stage 1. But if you're looking for really good bang for your buck as far as performance parts are concerned, you're really gonna need to go to like a stage 3 or a stage 4. A stage 2 with just the cam is basically just gonna redistribute the power, which can be nice depending on your riding habits, but a stage 3 or 4 is really where you're going to get some really good power benefits Over the years of our shop doing a lot of these stage kits and engine performance work for our customers, we've kind of found that the sweet spot for most people from a power and pricing standpoint is a stage 3. We feel like it's good bang for your buck, and the stage 3 kind of mimics the power band of a stock Harley-Davidson. It kind of gives you the same power distribution throughout the RPM spectrum that the stock Harley-Davidson does. So, stage 4, that's when you really got to get and ride in the upper RPM range, which most typical like old school Harley riders especially aren't used to. Now, if you're someone coming over from the sport bike world that's used to downshifting and getting the needle where it needs to be and working for it a little bit more, then the stage 4 could be more beneficial and kind of suit their riding style as well. But if you're just a guy looking for more power on their Harley and you want that same cruiser relaxed power delivery, that real low end, easy to access power delivery, then the stage 3 is probably going to be the best bet for you, and it's a little bit less expensive. You don't have to pay for the heads, the CNC ported heads on there as well. I'll comment too on the carbon fiber stuff just because I know I'm probably going to get some questions, but I don't think the intent of the owner of this bike was to really reduce weight by a lot to try to increase the performance of the bike. It's kind of cool to have that style of the carbon fiber, especially that it's the actual carbon fiber, not some just cheap like wrap like I've mentioned before. But to get a real significant weight savings to make the bike perform better, it requires you to change a lot of stuff and spend a lot of money for just really small incremental benefits. There's more bang for your buck that you can be doing to these bikes to really help out the performance of it. One that I always talk about is just that lithium ion battery. I mean, you can save over 20 pounds just by buying a different type of battery. You got to have a battery anyways, so you might as well get the lithium ion one. But it is significantly more expensive, but I feel like money spent there is more weight savings per dollar spent than a lot of the other places that you could be spending money to reduce weight on, especially like the fender and things like that. But again, I think it was more of a cosmetic choice than anything. Anyways, guys, that's about it. I've been rambling long enough. If you enjoyed the video and if you liked Julio's bike, give him a thumbs up on here and give him some credit. If you have any questions about the bike, please feel free to comment below. And I'm curious to hear you guys' opinion about the whole performance bagger scene right now and how that's kind of growing in popularity. So if you have any comments or opinions as far as performance baggers go, leave that as well. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to check out my future Harley-Davidson content. Take care. Bye-bye.